Hey, what is happening, everybody? I am Matt Pruitt. This is Everyday People Doing Everyday Shit podcast coming to you each and every week on whatever podcast app you enjoy. As I said before, freelance content creator here, sitting by with someone giggling in my ear. Her name is Phoebe Pruitt, also known as Queen Pruitt, or all things Phoebes. Other than the giggles, how you be over there?
I'm swell. I laughed because my screen went out.
Oh, and your screen went out? That's why that flashed over here?
Yeah, I guess. That's why I was laughing, because I was like, something else. But I'm swell.
Did it come back now?
I can see.
It'll take half a second. Okay. That's weird. Anyway, how you be other than
I'm
the
swell.
morning technical, or not even morning, this is evening, technical difficulty starting this here
sound like
day.
you are the one that is struggling.
Good
and we're not
Lord.
starting today. We are struggling. You are struggling. I'm not struggling. We are
straight.
not starting the day. It is 6-something in the evening.
There. So now you got your little window back over there on that screen now. So you should be able to see.
I can see now. I can see.
All right. Anyway, this podcast, even though we started late and had tech battles and all of that, this show is dedicated to all of you everyday regular folks out there in this here internet space. We like to sit down these mics and just talk about random everyday stuff that regular random everyday people talk about. You're not going to come over here and hear us talk about celebrity gossip and stuff like that. But we also will share. Really? No, you ain't. But we also share some insight on just our day-to-day lives as creative artists and models, actors, and all that fun stuff, because it is a way of life, and it's not quite like anybody else's. You know, I had a talk with some of the high school coaches recently, and they were wanting to know when I could be available to do this and that and whatever. And I was like, well, y'all know I don't have a regular 9-to-5 life. So if y'all want something done, you need to schedule some shit out, because that's just how it be, you know.
It's open space.
So that's how that rolls. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for popping into the live chat here on YouTube, because we stream live on YouTube each and every week. Before the show started, got another $10 super chat donation from Cinder Fractal. Thank you so much. I can't show it because it won't scroll up that far. If you look on the screen, this little yellow bar at the top, that's where her $10 super chat is, but it cuts it off in pre-show for some reason. I don't know why, but at any rate, I am super daggum grateful for your $10 super chat, Cinder Fractal. Thank you for being here. And folks watching live on YouTube, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. So YouTube will show us some grace. So now, all of that formality stuff out of the way. What's been going on with you, Miss? I ain't got no braces in my teeth anymore.
Nothing till today. Today is probably the first amount of action that I've seen this week. And it's Thursday.
What do you mean by that?
I left.
Hold on. She's like, this is the first bit of action I've seen this week, and this Thursday.
Yeah, because I left out of the house. I got in the car and left and went to places.
Boy, you are a lady of privilege over there. Nice.
Yes. I am, because I was able to go and get me a free upgrade telephone. And what else did I do?
Oh, you did get that. That was part of the day today.
Yeah, that was. Oh, and go get my retainer. What's the retainer?
What's the phone that you got?
I had a Note 20. Now I have a Note 25.
I don't even think they call it Note anymore, just so you know.
Oh, it's not?
No.
What is it? I thought that's what he said. Did he say Samsung? Or did he say...
Dear, he was just being kind to the old lady. That's all that was. Because they haven't used that Note moniker in years. If you look at your box.
It had to be no more than 5 years.
Even before that.
No, because that's what we called it. That's what it is. Even in the.
I know. But if you look on your box, it doesn't have Note written on it anywhere.
Not now.
I wonder why.
But it did have Note on. It had to have. Why else would I have said Note?
I know why you would have said
What's the name of it?
It's Ultra. They don't have that branding anymore because the Note was signifying having the stylus. Remember that?
Okay. So it doesn't have a stylus anymore?
Mm-mm.
I still have a stylus.
You do?
Yes.
It does have a stylus?
Yes.
Okay. They definitely killed that name, though. A handful of years ago. I want to say back when you got your last phone. They killed it.
So it must be an S Ultra.
Yeah, yours is an S25 Ultra.
Okay.
Not just
I can say that. I can say Sam's. But I know Note was in there at one point.
It used to be. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
They rebranded basically
in 5 years. So it took them 5 years to rebrand.
It was rebranded when you got your last phone. I promise you that.
Okay.
I promise you that.
I've had this.
That's all right. I know my homie John Helm is in the chat. He got all of them stats. He could correct me if I'm wrong.
It matters not.
It does.
It does not.
What's up, John? Good to see you in the live chat. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Cinder Fractal. Good to see y'all. Thanks for being here.
Hey, John.
So what else?
Tanya. Oh, well, we went through this
in
the first half of the.
Oh, yeah.
Beginning.
But so you got out the house. What's it felt like far as you ain't had no class to go to?
It's been lovely, but not really. But yes. It's nice
okay, so
because
you're going to have to explain that.
It's nice because I don't have class. In my brain, I know I still have stuff to do, but it's nice.
Such as?
Trying to get ready for the second part of this whole thing.
Which is what?
Being an actor, getting gigs, wherever they may lead me, getting my resume together. The current resume, current acting resume, current CV, whatever you want to call it. What's the proper term?
Over here in good old America, it's a resume.
I don't know, because I've heard people say CV over here too.
Yeah, most of the posh folks will call them CVs. I'm kidding.
Posh.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, you're right. That is the next step in this with putting that school and stuff behind you. You've done a couple rehearsals here recently too, right?
I don't miss the stylist either, Tanya. I don't know what that is.
Oh, Tanya's talking about the phone.
The Trio? I don't know what that is.
I don't see Trio. What are you talking about? Oh, the Trio. Oh, yes, the Palm Trio. That was it was a smartphone that had a keyboard on it, and it had a nice decent sized screen, and it was really, really nice. And it was really built more for the business savvy enterprise person checking the email. Those are the people that had it. You know, it was a really, really nice device. The Palm Trio. Way to take us back, Tanya.
I don't even know that one.
To the good old days of smartphones. The good old days of smartphones when they weren't spying on you and all of your privacy.
Barely.
They were just doing what they needed to do when you asked it to do something. Yes, and a Palm Pilot. Yes.
Yes.
Oh man, take us back.
I didn't have all of those.
Take us back.
Yeah.
You barely had the Motorola Razor. You barely had a Razor.
Barely. That was my very first phone too. I was excited.
Bless your heart.
In my 20s, getting my very first cell phone.
Well, for me this week, it's still been a little bit quiet. I haven't done any like gigs or anything like that. I did shoot two baseball games, I think. And I have championship softball to shoot Friday and championship baseball to shoot Saturday. But I haven't been modeling or posing or anything like that. and that's fine.
It's summer, and
just
things really slow down from what I've been told. Like,
well, things may slow down, but I'm still seeing different gigs posted for casting calls.
mm-hmm.
So I'm still seeing stuff. I'm just not getting picked, you know. You and I were talking recently. You know, I'll go on these gig boards and see, all right, let me just give you an example. Let's just say the 49ers are doing a commercial, and I'm just using this hypothetically, folks. The 49ers are open casting for a commercial to, you know, market the team. So they're looking for men and women or whatever. You go in there and apply, send it off, and they need these submissions due by the weekend so they could shoot it, you know, next month or what have you. Okay, the weekend goes by, and then you see another.
Sorry, John. Thanks for showing up.
Super chat. Got to run early. Oh, $5 super chat from John Helm. Thank you, my man. Good to see you. Hate you need to leave. But thanks for being here.
That just means you got a life.
And thanks for the super chat. Yeah, that's exactly
you got somebody
what that is.
Yeah, you got something to do, homie. I got it. I feel it. Go do you, boo boo.
Thank you, brother. We appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. But yeah, so say they have the shoot. You got to get it turned in by this weekend so they can start shooting, you know, next week. So the weekend comes and you get another posting for the same damn shoot. And I look at it and I'm like, didn't they just ask for this thing?
And I know
I submitted it, you know.
So you're good, because I would have been like, well, dang, they just don't want to tell me.
And so they're basically saying, all right, we got some submissions, but boy,
these
the ones we got. This is not the ones.
This is not what we want. So we letting y'all know that this is still open. It's still open.
We're still looking for people.
Or we're just not going to look until the end of the month is when we'll look at all of them.
But I'm seeing quite a few things being published here just this week.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple in San Francisco that comes to my top of my head. There's one right here in town that's happening in the next couple of weeks that I've submitted for, but you know, still haven't gotten that call yet, so we're still hoping for it. We'll see. I know you said it's the summer, but there's still some stuff going on out
when
there.
It comes to stuff like like plays and stuff like that, auditions for plays and stuff.
Okay, well that's a different lane.
Community
though. Totally different lane.
Yeah, it is different. That's why I went ahead and got get the start, because I might be able to do some modeling. They might want some thick, brown, beautiful woman.
There you go. Sing it.
Shoot. So who knows? I need to get out here, make some money.
Send a fractal on the chat says, yes, queen.
Yes.
Indeed.
So they'll be coming to you. What? Is that the beautiful brown woman you talking about? Yes. Proudly, I hope you answer yes.
Oh, gosh.
That is she.
Man, we have another guest in the house. Oh, Miss Pam. Miss Pam Sprague is in the house. She says, I am late, starting back at the beginning. Bless your heart, Miss Pam, because the beginning is an absolute train wreck.
Yeah. So you got all the beginnings.
It's a train wreck. The folks in Patreon will see the train wreck. The final edit will not have that. But yeah, I wanted to touch on that. And then also wanted to talk about that interview that I did last week. You know, I told you that I felt really good about this interview that I did and didn't really want to say anything until I knew something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know something now.
What you know?
Well, folks.
Tell me something good. Tell me something good. Tell me something good.
Okay.
Something good.
So remember how we talked about, interrupting? Remember that?
No, this was me. This is the opening to it. You know how they have the different segments and they usually have songs and stuff to lead you into those different segments?
Oh, I know. They
Yeah,
have,
that's
they have
what I
what they
was doing.
call bumpers.
That
you
was
know.
me leading you into the good news. I was like, tell me something good. And then that's just like
Well,
your segue. And then Biscuit, of course, he has to have his moment.
well, what you didn't hear was I was talking, trying to get into details, but you know.
I'm trying to do something good.
You were doing something good, but again, you were interrupting it. Okay, all right. We're going to carry on here and try to put the train back on the track. So what I was going to say was, yes, that interview went well. And I want to say that my name is Aunt Pruitt and I have representation now. Finally, been looking for a dadgum agent to help me out with some work. And yes, I'm going to send up applause because I've been wanting that for a long dadgum time. But yeah, the interview went well. After the interview, it was pretty standard of, hey, you know, let us talk about this. Give us a week. We get back to you. Yada, yada, yada. The catch, though, that made me feel a little bit better was just like, if you don't hear back from us in a week, shoot so-and-so an email so we know something. Let me explain something. Thank you, Tanya. She says, congratulations. Thank you. Cinder Fractal as well. Let me tell y'all something about this. And this is just based on what I've learned in my experience. When you go to look for these agencies, and I don't care how big or small they are, they all have on their website, click here to submit. And they'll ask you your name, some of your other personal stuff, like how tall are you, your height, weight, all that good stuff. You know, some of them will want your measurements on top of that. So you got to know all that stuff. You know, they'll want your measurements. And every single one of them, to my knowledge that I've experienced, they all say, okay, go ahead and hit this submit button. You know, give us at least 2 weeks. At least 2 weeks before you hear yay or nay. And then some of them will say, some say it takes longer than that. Some of them will say, if you don't hear after 2 weeks, we didn't accept you. So don't bother submitting again for a little while, that kind of thing. But most of them, they tell you right up front, you ain't going to hear from us anytime soon. So just carry on.
Yeah.
So I went and looked back at this particular agent and my submission, because I keep all of the little confirmations, emails and stuff that come in from these things when you hit submit. Some of them would, after you get the confirmation email, you know, within minutes of you hitting submit, inside of that confirmation email, they want you to do one more step, you know, like upload a selfie, you know, and it has to be a selfie like right now. They don't want some you all filtered up shit. They don't want none of that. They usually specify, we want a selfie from right now.
Like they want to see the timestamp.
Yeah, because they're going to look at all that, you know. So some of them will have that additional step. And then, or they'll just say, hey, this is a confirmation that it was sent. We'll get back to you in however long it's going to take. Don't call us, we'll call you, you know. So you sit around and you wait. And I looked at the people that I just signed with. It was 4 weeks plus. It was over 4 weeks when I submitted it versus when I actually got the response that, you might.
See, yeah. You might
be
somebody that we're looking
to make the cut. So now let's schedule a time to have you do this and that or whatever. So give us another 2 weeks. That's another 2 weeks of send this over, send that over, blah, blah, blah. Then, okay, all right. So now let's set up a virtual interview with you. So yeah, that was roughly 6 weeks of a process there. And people that are interested in this stuff, I'm going to just tell you straight up, expect that. I don't care how good looking you are or how bad looking you are or how skinny, how tall, or they got thousands of people doing exactly what you're doing.
And
you know, thousands of people trying to put their name out there.
And being ready and available when they ask, I think, has a lot to do with it too.
Yeah, there's that, but all I'm just saying is, I know how this generation or this time in our society, people want this instant gratification on everything.
Oh.
You know, even down to, I want to start a YouTube channel. So, I want to start a TikTok and
have it done tomorrow.
Do you not realize that millions of people are having that exact same thought and trying the exact same thing? And, it's, you're going to have to wait. And with this modeling agent and stuff, it's definitely a waiting process. And I don't care if your cousin told you'd be great on the runway. We got to wait.
You got to wait till they tell you.
Yeah. And then once you get signed, that's still another process because you're an independent contractor. You're not going to be an employee, if you will, so you're not going to get a W-2 at the end of the year. You are still a hired gun. This is still you being self-employed and running your own personal business kind of thing. So there's a process with that and reading contracts and all that good stuff. And I am grateful that this agency, when they sent me the contract over, the first thing they said is read it over. Read it over.
Isn't that what they're supposed to say?
We give you X amount of time to read it over, so there's no rush. We're going to give you X amount of time to read it over and send us questions if you had it, So I'm like, cool. It wasn't like 2 days either. So I was like, cool. Read it over. Pardon, got a cough. And burp. Cough and burp. So they're like, read it over. What are you laughing at over there?
Because you said, I'm sorry, I got a cough. And then you go, I'm like, do you know what a cough is or what a burp is? Because that is not what you
I had the cough and burp. Apparently I had the burp too, but I felt the cough. I felt the cough. Damn. I swear we could never stay on topic on anything.
But that's I'm glad you hit the button.
So Cinder Fratnum says cough burp. Yep, that is correct. So yeah, they sent the contract over and I had, I think, roughly 6 questions. And I appreciate that because I know at least on 1 or 2 of them, I was like, you shitting me? Come on now. What's up with this? And they were like, yeah, the reason why XYZ is because of ABC. That's the protocol. And when they explain it, it's like, okay, it all makes sense. It's all, and it is all for not only their protection, but my protection too, and stuff like that. So yeah, man, when you get these things, read your daggum contracts. And not just as signing up with an agent, but even when it comes to just being a creative artist, I've had contractual agreements with people. You want to schedule me for an event shoot? Okay, these are the particulars. I'm going to be there from this time to that time. I'm going to take at least this many pictures, no less. Maybe more is fine, but definitely no less. I'm going to provide them to you by such and such date. That kind of thing. And if you have all of that stuff written out and you can agree to it and the client agree to it, everything is protected. Because when an argument comes up, you can pull up said contract and protect yourself. I've only had to do that once where I had to protect myself, but it's nice to have that stuff. And as creators, we're not lawyers, but we can still just write something down and get some signatures on it. Instead of word of mouth in it of, okay, I'll be there on Friday for the 8:00 show, but I'll get there at 6. If you show up at 5:30, that might be a problem for somebody. At least put in there, I may be a little bit early. It's all of that stuff matters, so that's all I'm saying. Anyway, I'm sure that's boring the hell out of y'all. This is Everyday People Doing Everyday Shit. I'm Aunt Pruitt. She's Phoebe Pruitt. Doing what we do, just running our yaps. Thank y'all for being here. We're going to pause for a quick commercial break. Stay right there. We will be right back after this. And I'm not going to burp right now. And we're back. Everyday People Doing Everyday Shit. Aunt Pruitt here on these mics. And Phoebe Pruitt here on that there mic. Hope y'all doing well. We are unbelievable and just pushing through. Talking about random stuff. Just got finished talking about some contractual agreements and so forth. And somebody's getting ready for the next phase in their acting and performance career. Had to get headshots today. I got to tell you, doing your headshots today. What's that look? Oh, that's the look of anxiety. That's that look of anxiety.
Like waiting.
Doing the headshots today. For folks that don't know, a lot of times when I take pictures of her in particular, it is challenging because someone is, what's the word? Go ahead and say it. What's the word? Extra.
I'm not extra. When I want photos, really?
You really just gonna sit there and say you are not extra?
Wait a minute. Wait. When you say I'm extra, and it's hard for you to take my photo because I'm extra, are you talking about because I won't be still? Because
it's a combination of things, and and a lot of it is just because you're extra, and you're wanting to bounce sort of all over the place, and then you don't want to necessarily take direction. You know, you're listening, you know, but you don't really hear it. You know,
okay.
And it's and then there's also the aspect of let's go ahead and do this now. Now turns into in a little bit, and a little bit turns into about another 20 minutes. Another 20 minutes turns into about an hour. You know, it's always a bit of a challenge when it comes to your extraness in trying to get pictures. You know, think back to all of the holiday photos. Think back to all of the holiday photos that we've now turned into this own little tradition that we do the holiday season photo. Think back to every single time in the last 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the last person ready to go? Even the dogs were ready.
I don't know.
Okay.
These answers.
Okay. I'll just say it was,
I don't pay attention to myself like that. I don't guess.
Okay, hold on. So I'll just go ahead and say the answer is you. And then let's go ahead and ask this follow-up question. Who schedules said holiday photo every year?
I do.
But you're always the last one to be ready. Yeah, you know the damn schedule more than anybody.
Because I want to make sure that everyone is there and accounted for.
But you're the last one.
That means, okay, everybody is here. So now bull. I can go ahead and be ready now.
No, if everybody's there, that camera should be ready to fire up, you know.
But we talking about current time, current now. And today was a much better.
Exactly. Yes, I'll go ahead and say that.
Today was much better.
This experience today was much better.
Even with direction.
You were not all into the bouncing off the walls. You took direction well. You did wardrobe changes like that. And I'm not necessarily saying it was a snap, but it was way faster than any other time you need to switch clothes. Because, you know, we can be saying, hey, let's go get something to eat. Okay, let me go put this on. You throw on a shirt and pants and whatever, sometimes pants, shoes. We get to the door. This shirt's got a stain on it, and you run back and get digging for another shirt.
Yeah. So many of my clothes have stains.
So we lose 10 minutes right there.
Yeah.
To put on one shirt.
We talking about now.
But yeah, you were on point, and your images I think came out very, very well. Because I processed 3 of them. and I probably don't have to process any more of them. But while I was processing them, I'm looking through them, and in my head, I'm thinking about previous experience and previous process of going through the retouching aspect of it. And there's always a stray hair or this and that, but we caught those during the shoot.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a stain or something other. There were no stains on our clothes this time. Actually, there was one, very, very tiny. I only saw it because I looked for it. I looked for it, and I had to zoom in to look for it, and I fixed it. Just the whole retouching process was so much faster. I didn't have to do all this face stuff and whatnot, because your makeup, you put the makeup on a different way, and it took care of retouching. So no need. Yeah.
Thank God.
It was no need.
It's the learning. It's the learning.
I mean, even right now, you're a little bit underexposed because of my lighting, but I could see on your skin there that it's a lot smoother. Actually, let me just turn that light up a little bit because that's bugging me. You're in the dark. So, but yeah, it's a credit to you because you were a little bit more prepared.
Well, I know how to be now.
A little bit more prepared and got everything in order. You posed nicely and took direction well. Looking in the chat there, it says Cinder Fractal says, I do not photo well. Well, I'm gonna get to that in a second. Pam says, congratulations. Thank you, Miss Pam.
Yes.
Thank you, Tanya.
Congratulations.
Tanya says, I would tighten up and not relax and also not take direction. Okay, so all right.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
No, and the thing is, you're 100% right. You're not the only one. It's not unusual. And that's why people don't make the cut. Because you got to be able to take direction.
Yeah.
In that industry. You know, it's when they say they want micro movements, they want micro movements. They don't want you doing all of that. They want barely move, that kind of thing. You really need to be able to take.
It's so true. You think you want to go.
No, they don't want that. They may want that sometimes, but they'll ask you for a particular movement or play or blocking.
Yeah.
You're blocking. You got all of that stuff. You got to be able to take direction. And some people, for whatever reason, I'm like, can you not humble yourself to just do what someone asks you to do? I don't know.
Say, some people can't, especially if somebody says, okay, move, blah, blah, blah. Oh, well, I thought you were saying this. I'm sorry. I thought it was this. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh, do you mean this right here? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And
all you're doing is just slowing down that production with every I'm sorry. So, yeah, it's tough. I hear the fan on that light, but hopefully y'all don't. Yeah. But it's okay. I'll deal with that later in post.
But you did good. You take really good photos. I can't wait to see them. I think you even taught me
what
too, not to be extra.
Yeah, it's just stand there and
he gets really passionate sometimes. Like,
explain that.
I moved in like not even a half an inch just to reposition the dress that was riding up. It was a dress riding up on the side, you know?
Yeah.
And so I moved just like half an inch. You don't move. I should have said don't move.
Yeah, because
I'm like, dang, I didn't move. I was pulling my dress down. I thought that I didn't even move my body. I just moved my hand. Everything stayed still. But did I argue with the photographer?
Cinder Fractal says both of y'all are perfectionists. Nah, I'm not a perfectionist. I'm not a perfectionist, but I do like order. You know, it's if I was a perfectionist, my desk would not look the way it looks every day of my life. You know what I'm saying? But I do like some level of order when it comes to getting something done.
Yes.
And when it comes to shooting photographs for my family or if I'm shooting for a client or what have you, I got to let them know, all right, I'm in charge. we need to do this way, that way, and so forth. If you want the results that you know that I can get, so that's all it is. It's not necessarily perfectionist, but with your shots, you said they were good. I don't have a problem saying, yeah, they're good. I know I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
I know I'm pretty good, but I think what really helped today was just being able to understand lighting. Mm-hmm. That goes a long way. Mm-hmm. And Cinder Fractal, getting back to your comment there in the live chat, I do not photo well. Mm-hmm. Everybody can photo well. Mm-hmm. Cinder Fractal. Mm-hmm. It's going to come down to the photographer at hand. Everybody can photo well. It goes a long way understanding where to put lights, how bright they need to be, how dim they need to be. Get even more technical if you want to have the right shutter speed, the right aperture, all that stuff. Where is this camera going to focus? Am I focusing on the eyes? Am I focusing on the shirt? Because you would not believe how some people just miss focus when they're taking pictures of people. I spoke about it inside of Patreon. Was it last week? Yeah, last week. Because we had our graduation ceremony and everybody's taking pictures. And
our family one is not that great because there was nobody to take it.
And everybody's taking pictures. And here I'm handing somebody a $4,000 camera. Didn't get it done.
Nope.
Didn't get it done.
Nobody.
There's a reason the smartphones are what they are, because they make it. They do a lot of computational stuff to make up for
the
people screwing up pictures. You can take a blurry photo on these phones, and a lot of times it'll fix that blurriness for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah. So it's I guarantee you, Miss Cinder Fractal, you photograph well. Just give me a holler and I'll take your photos. How about that? Got you. Whew, Lord have mercy. But yeah, I'm looking forward to you getting your headshots out there and posting them to your profiles and getting more hits and so forth, and getting out there in these acting streets where you can really be extra.
But still, even there, I'm not supposed to be extra. I found that all these professors are just like, if I can just give you so much, you don't have to be extra with the person that you are, who you are, how you are. You don't have to do the extra because it's already there.
And when you were rehearsing something with, I was reading lines with you or whatever, and Jake was here and he heard you and he said the same thing. He's like, you're extra. And I don't know what it is, because speaking for me, if I'm reading those lines, I'm trying to visualize it. Mm-hmm. And then, I got a burp.
No more beer during the show.
And then I try to visualize it and then just sort of like put myself there, but also keep it to where it's me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So sure, that might be some big egotistical male that I'm reading, but I'm not a big egotistical male. I'm big, but I'm not egotistical. So I'm still going to be me, but I'm still going to try to deliver it as best I can for whatever the writer has put out there. Mm-hmm. I don't know what happens with you. You go into this, just blows up.
I don't know either, but.
And it's not a blow up like a bad thing. It's like all of this emotion just comes out. Extra. Your voice changes slightly and
accent changes.
And I'm like, dude, I'm still reading this in my Southern slang. It's just, this is still me. But you do a whole transformation.
I told you it's because I'm still trying to find out who I am for real. It's tough when you have lived in so many different areas and so many different worlds and grown up in so many different places where you were always not the one that looked like everybody else. You jumped on board most of the time to however they were. You jumped on board. I'm so easily jumping on board with the surroundings sometimes because I'm still trying to figure out who is my real accent.
I'm trying to figure out
the real
word.
I'm still figuring it out.
It's not gullible. It's another word. Something in that same realm.
I think back to situations that I will not even say how I feel about something because, like, give my opinion, my natural opinion.
Yeah. If
it goes against the people in the room.
Okay. Yeah, that's a whole other story.
Sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes. I just won't say nothing.
What's coming to mind is chameleon, and that's actually fairly positive in a lot of instances, is being a chameleon in a room, being able to blend in. Because a lot of times if you can blend in, you can be socially accepted as like, oh, they just fit. You know what I'm saying? So that I get that part of it, but I don't know. But
just fitting, do you think that I don't even know what my natural way of talking is anymore sometimes, because it's like, you don't talk like that. Oh, I don't? When did I? You know, yeah. I'm serious. Yeah. I hear that a lot. Yeah. I don't talk like that. Did I ever? Where did that come from?
Yeah. And that's what I was getting ready to say is chameleon is fine, but it's only to a certain extent, because you still need to be you. You still got to have your voice.
Still trying to find it. Thing.
So. Interesting, man. I really got to get you to Hoffman. Gosh almighty. Got to get you to Hoffman. Got some chatter going on in the live stream there. Let's see here. Phoebe has natural talent with an exclamation point. Those clips from her class from the last episode were so great, says Tanya. Yeah.
Thank you, Tanya.
And that's the thing. It is.
Thank you.
I agree with that. It's freaking natural when I see that you actually have learned the lines and just go. Now your rehearsals every now and then, stuff I've seen.
Rehearsal's supposed to be crazy.
Exactly. There's supposed to be a mess. But when I know you know your lines, it's impressive. You know, but I've told you this already.
Thank you. Now, I did have one of the kids in the class edited the videos for me, both of them. The other girl in the video and myself, so that we actually have a scene if we want to use it to put on our websites or what have you. You know, so we actually have a scene for both sides. Yeah. Right.
And being able to promote yourself.
And then she cut out the ridiculous parts, like feeling invincible with not having children. It's not the correct word. I'd feel so lost without them. You know, I can't imagine my life without them.
I've been trying to be a little bit more of a student when it comes to this game, because again, it's still different for me. It's not as natural for me as it is for you, because I'm used to being on the other side of that camera, and I'm totally comfortable on the other side, but I'm comfortable in front of it too. But I don't want to discredit this craft, so I'm trying to learn a little stuff here and there in my own time or whatever. And one of the things that I came across was just the whole audition process and how actors are turning themselves into a mental wreck over auditions, when a lot of the casting directors out there, they're like, you're going to screw up a line. You're human. Let it go. Just start again. You don't have to make a big scene. You don't have to go, I'm sorry.
They beat that into our heads in school. They really do. It doesn't get heard from everyone, but they do say, you don't have to apologize. Just keep going. You don't have to apologize. Don't stomp your foot. Don't huff and puff. None of that. Just if you screw up, just act like nothing has happened and you keep going. Like I did I feel invincible without them.
Yeah.
My eyes might have got bigger in that moment.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think the camera was on me, but for one thing, but the camera's always on you. You never know.
You know, but I also saw within that vein, it may have been a part of the Screen Actors Guild discussion where auditions it's like some people were being penalized for screwing up lines in an audition, apparently.
They probably can be.
And, well, SAG is like, no.
Oh, it's not allowed?
Stop penalizing people for not remembering an audition line. When it's time for them to do the work, they're going to be prepared to do the work. You know, it's like you saying invisible or whatever. Whatever it was you said in your
I'd feel invincible without them. You know, and so, it's like I would feel incomplete. Incomplete was the prop word.
So apparently there's been some documented instances of people not getting the line or not getting the gig because a flub in an audition. And SAG is like, that ain't fair. We're human beings. You know, this person is clearly qualified.
Good for SAG.
You know, so there's that. Live chat. I saw my name in the live chat. And you nailed the Ethos Life commercial. Cinder Fractal. Thank you.
I think so too.
Sitting there in that vest, she says, thank you.
That's all I see. I see that vest.
Man, people.
Ethos in your face.
People are seeing that damn commercial, and it's a bit wild. I will say that.
Yeah,
it's wild, and now it still isn't quite as wild as I go out in public and someone say my name. That's still weird.
Yeah,
especially over here, where I know ain't no family here.
It's Pruitt.
it's like when I shot that parade several weeks back. You know, I'm literally just got my camera around my neck, walking back and forth, kneeling down, click, click, just going about my business. I got headphones on. I'm working. And I happen to hear, Pruitt!
They not talking to me because I don't know nobody out here. Must be another Aunt Pruitt.
Wait, do what now?
It must be another Aunt Pruitt because who I know out here.
Yeah, that's I still can't get used to that, but I am grateful and appreciate that people recognize me and the work that we have done. The thumbnail. What she say? Send the fact that says LOL at the thumbnail photo, but it looks like a caring father. Oh yeah, that commercial. It's a really good commercial. And then they put it on their YouTube. But you know, when you're a YouTube user, YouTube will recommend, it'll pull out 3 random images to use for your thumbnail. What is that again? It'll pull out 3 random.
You're talking in it. It's like, why did it pick that position? And now you're explaining it because I was wondering why everybody had that same photo.
You know, so again, YouTube and a lot of these platforms that you upload to, it will pull out random images to use as the thumbnail for the video. But you can also upload your own image as the thumbnail. You ever look at our podcast?
Yes.
Notice the thumbnails on there?
Yes.
You think YouTube recommended any of those thumbnails?
I can only imagine.
That's all me.
And that's what was uploaded and that's what they kept?
That's what they kept. Exactly. It makes me laugh every time I see it.
Me too, because it's everywhere. And you explained it why, so that's the face everybody's gonna see. I'm gonna have to find that damn thing, but yeah, it's I'm fine with it because people are talking about it, and hopefully it'll get me some more work, you know. And when I look up this video, at one point it was like
highest viewed video. So I'm gonna look again real quick, see if it's still their highest viewed video.
People like, let me go back and see if that's who that was. But I want to know why they chose to use that.
And yeah, it's still the highest viewed. Let me share my screen there. Boom, right there. And don't hover. There we go. So if I full screen, you can see that right there.
Look at that face. Mid-sentence.
It looks like I'm about to say shit.
Exactly. Why that face? They didn't even want to fix a good one.
Ethos Term Life Insurance Testimonial. We asked a random bald large black man
and that's what
about Ethos Term Life Insurance.
And they knew you was going to have something to say. That's why they put it there. They want people to click on that.
He says it was as little as 10 minutes. Shit. Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Damn. Oh, man.
That is funny.
That's how you get clicks.
That's exactly how you get clicks. We can't have them just looking ordinary.
Oh, God. I'm sorry.
Aunt Pruitt gonna tell you
some
how
funny
it is.
shit, man. That is some funny shit. Oh.
That picture. Yes. Because it's everywhere. And now you telling me that is the one that's chosen. And that's why everybody keeps asking me about that particular one. I'm like, they can't catch it in another part of the commercial video. Like, stop it at a different point so you can get a different thumbnail.
Tanya Wyman in the chat. We asked our local beautiful brown man. Oh, you nailed it.
Yeah.
Oh, God, Cinder Fractuses look like you just said G. Willikers.
Oh, my goodness. We could go into all kinds of stuff you could have been saying right there, but the shit is one of them. Or you could be getting ready to start some gossip. I will tell you about this.
Let me tell you about this.
Let me tell you about this. Oh, I can't be on here with the makeup running now.
Oh, God.
It's time to end the show.
Freaking tears running. No, we're not going to end it. We're going to take one more break, and I got one more thing to bring up, and then we'll close the show. So thank y'all for being here live in YouTube. Love y'all being here in the chat. It's good to see all of y'all. Cinder Fractal, Miss Pam, Miss Tanya. Thank y'all so much. This is Everyday People doing everyday shit on whatever podcast app you listen to. Stay right there. We will be right back right after this break. And we are back. Everyday People doing everyday shit on all the podcast apps out there. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, whatever else you feel like using. Thank y'all for being here and hanging out with me, and also hanging out with Queen Pruitt sitting over there wiping tears out of her eyes. I promise you, they're not bad tears.
No, I really appreciate the laughter.
If you're on the Patreon only feed, you will get all of that, what we're laughing at during the break, because that was hilarious. So speaking of Patreon, have you joined Patreon? You know, you can join the Patreon extended family for the good old sum of free. Yeah, free. Patreon.com/Aunt Pruitt. Go ahead and join the conversation for free. Or you can pay if you'd like. I'm not going to tell you no. Just hop on in there. It's our own community of chatter. Today I talked about the elusive ball on bat contact in photography, because I shot baseball. I've been shooting baseball this week. And if you're a photographer shooting baseball, you want to be able to catch that batter right in mid swing as they're hitting the bat. Mm-hmm. Hard as hell.
You tried.
I try every damn time, every damn game, but it's because this happens in milliseconds.
Yeah,
it's hard to get it, and I've gotten close, but never the actual one. And then if you get it, is it in focus? Because it's going so fast, and sometimes it ain't gonna be in focus for some people, So yeah, we talked about that and some other tech stuff, and then just random general chit chatter and other funny ass comedian videos in there. Thanks to Tanya. She shares some funny stuff in there. So yeah, go ahead and just hop on over to Patreon. Patreon.com/Aunt Pruitt. Join for free. Tell a friend, tell a family member, and join the conversation. All right, 2 quick things before we get out of here. Number 1, I thought this was interesting, and I think it might be something useful for you. I have thoughts on it, but this is a story that comes from backstage.com. And it's not necessarily a story. It's just a blog post from them. Backstage is one of the casting services that I use, excuse me, when it comes to shooting, getting gigs and whatnot for modeling and acting. But they have on here, and it's titled Real Talk, and that's real with double E, Real Talk. Here are the best times to post on Instagram. And this was just from a couple of days ago, actually. Yeah. And when you scroll through, they talk about the best times to post and what they found for their particular account. Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sprout Social analyzed around 2.5 billion engagements from 600,000 profiles. And it makes sense that that's probably the better window to try to post your content, because it's right at the beginning of the workday, or it's at midday breaks like lunchtime. So when you think about it that way, you go to your 9-to-5 job. You clock in, if you have a clock or whatever. You get to your workstation, your desk or whatever, sit down. Hey, what's up? Blah, 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 blah. Cool. You don't get straight to work. Most people pick up their phone. They pick up their phone. They do one last look at, I don't care if it's TikTok, Instagram, whatever. They do one last look. Mm-hmm. Then they get to work. Then they go to lunchtime. Gathered up all the troops. All right, hey, where we going for lunch? Mm-hmm. Everybody gets squared away. And as they walking out the door, they're looking at their phones. Mm-hmm. So all of that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I agree with them on that. My posting schedule to social media, as I've said here before, I don't necessarily spend a lot of time on social media anymore because they're making so much money off of me and I'm not seeing a dime of it. But I still will post there to help promote what we are doing and other stuff that I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And hopefully to get other people into the extended family community. Even if they just want to join for free, I want that community there inside of Patreon, So I will post fairly strategically. And somebody's camera turned off.
Mine did.
Yours turned off?
Yeah.
Okay, I can fix that. I will post fairly strategically, and it's automatic. I don't do this every single day. I literally every morning wake up a time and I schedule my stuff out, and then it just goes. And that's the end of the day. Mm-hmm. I don't do all of the replies and because I don't care, because that's just making other folks money. But it makes sense. And I could go through and look at my analytics, just as they mentioned here. Your mileage may vary as a creator or as an aspiring actor that's trying to grow their brand, or as an aspiring musician trying to grow their brand. You got to look at your analytics. I do it for YouTube. Mm-hmm. I look at the Instagram analytics. I briefly looked at the TikTok analytics. That was a little bit more testing kind of thing. because I don't really care to use TikTok like that. But figure out what it is. Figure out who your audience is. That's the one thing they ask. Who's your audience? I know my audience is a bunch of people that's roughly my age and white dudes. 95% of them. There's hardly any black dudes in the demographic. It's hardly any women, period, in the demographic. So if I'm putting things out there beyond this show, I have to think with that demographic in mind, because that's what they would be interested in, that kind of thing. And that's all they're saying here is just understand where you are, when to post, because I'm on the West Coast. So you'll see, if you looked at my social media feed, there's some things that are going out at 3 a.m. Mm-hmm. I'm not up at 3 a.m.
Right. Right.
But it's going out at 3 a.m. my time, 6 a.m. East Coast time. Why? It's when people wake up in the morning. What do?
They pick up their phone.
Pick up their phone. And take the phone into the bathroom with them too.
Yes.
So capitalize on that.
Yes.
So you got thoughts on this?
No.
That would be no. Okay, thanks. I didn't want to hog the conversation, but I did want to share that though. I appreciate Backstage putting that information out there for anybody. Granted, I already knew most of this stuff and been practicing this stuff for years, and your mileage may vary.
I just got to figure out what to put out there.
And they talk about consistency too.
I know consistency, but you got to know, you got to have the audience and you do. No. That's where you're wrong. You don't have the audience yet, but your work builds audience. You know what I'm saying? All of these people that King Batch, you know that name? You don't? Okay, King Batch is a comedian. He opened for Joe Coy when we saw Joe Coy here in town. Mm-hmm. The black dude. Mm-hmm. That's King Batch. He started, he wanted to be a stand-up comedian and whatnot, writing little sketches for Vine. He's like the first viral person on Vine. He had no audience. Mm-hmm. None. Mm-hmm. But he consistently put out content. Then his audience grew. Mm-hmm. So you can't say I don't have an audience. You have to create your audience. Yes, I understand that. I don't know what to I it's a constant battle of overthinking, trying to figure out what am I going to post to get an audience.
Well, the thing is, post you.
Yeah, I know post me, and I can post me, but post me what? If depending on what I post me doing, it could bring some scary people around. It could bring some people I don't even care nothing about.
Yes, that is a risk. But what I've learned, and what a lot of other people that specialize in social media and marketing and branding, nobody really cares about the polish. I care about polish. I hate if our video looks like crap. Mm-hmm. Hate it. I hate if our audio sounds like crap. Mm-hmm. I will do so much detail work that totally gets ignored because most people don't care. Mm-hmm. They don't care about polish. The ones that are thriving, all of those shitty, shaky videos of someone fussing and talking about this and holding the phone and the horrible audio, horrible video, but they strike a nerve one way or another with somebody. And then it goes on and on. Then they build their audience and things like that. So when I say post you, just you. Mm-hmm. People like everyday stuff. Mm-hmm. People like nosy. They want to be nosy. So that's all it is. You just got to post stuff. Now, they mentioned in that posting more consistently to Instagram makes a difference in the algorithm. I'm going to argue with you backstage because the CEO of Instagram said, no, that doesn't matter. It used to. Doesn't matter anymore. Because Instagram has their own ulterior motives as far as how they're funneling content out to people.
Oh.
It used to penalize you for not posting on a regular basis. But now, no, that don't matter. You know, if you're posting your content and it's consistent content, not a consistent posting, you know, but if you're constantly posting funny stuff, then yeah, they're going to push your stuff to people looking for funny stuff. That kind of thing. Not necessarily, did you post this week? How many times? Okay, you only did it once, so yeah, we'll come back. No, they don't even care about that no more.
Yeah.
They used to.
Yeah.
You know. But that has changed. So anyway, thought I'd share that with y'all. Thank you, Backstage, for posting that out there. I appreciate your little blog posts and newsletters like that from time to time. Because again, I'm trying to be a student in this here game so I can be great and skilled like some other folks here in the room. You know, one of these days.
I'm still learning.
One of these days I'll get there.
Still learning.
Now, before we get out of here, lastly, I'm going to shift gears. Actually, I'm just going to bring the show to a straight up halt. I'm going to switch my screen here. And I'm going to click this and share my screen with you all. So if I go here, boom, boom, you see my screen, right? Yeah, you see my screen? Okay. On my screen, you see Freddy Clark, Beverage Photographer, Hands-on Photography, episode 72. Wow, that was April 1st. That was on April Fool's Day. Wow.
When? What was the year?
2021. Wow.
Wow. Because the next year.
Wow.
And
okay.
The next year. What else happened on that date before we had to move out?
Yeah, you're right. It did get great. April was
April 1st. It was the same thing. Like, wow. What else happened?
Well, anyway, this is Freddy Clark. Freddy Clark is a beverage photographer friend of mine. He was on my show when I was at Pruitt, and he was a friend shortly before that, and a friend well beyond that. And again, he's an IT guy. Like, believe it or not, there's a lot of photographers that started out in IT. It's something about dialing that thing in and the engineering behind it that just clicks with IT folks.
That doesn't surprise me.
You know, and he's another one. And our other homie, Steve Brazel, IT guy, but Steve is also a radio DJ and concert photographer. God, Steve has a great voice too. But anyway, Freddy Clark, food photographer, taught me a lot. Today, I mean, I could take photos of food and stuff like that. But he had a whole different level and taught me just about the lighting and how to get the lighting to look just right. Like looking at some of his images there. Like look at that glass. He did a lot of beverage stuff. That glass is just beautiful. It's just perfect glow to it. I could figure all that stuff out until talking to him. And so our friendship grew. This later turned into him offering me a position to present at a conference in New Orleans. And then COVID hit. So that got canceled. But
damn COVID.
Yeah, but that got canceled. But I'm still really, really grateful for him for believing in me. And it's like, you know what, you can do this, man. Come over here and teach us about, I think it was street photography. That's what he wanted me to do. Is tour people around. Oh, that sounded good in the mic.
What is that sound?
It's our beer that we love so much today.
It is having an effect on us in the mic.
But
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, because trust me, I don't want to make any. Yeah.
Check out Freddy's website, Freddy Clark Photography. Beautiful imagery here. And I want to go ahead and I've given him his flowers before, but I want to give him his flowers again. because about this time last year, actually, it was around January of last year, Freddie reached out and wanted to work on another project. And it was a community-based idea for photographers. And I told him, dude, you know, I'm in. Whatever you want to do, I'm in, because I trust this guy. I know his skill set and I know his passion. But shortly after that, he was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And he battled through it and continued to try to put the project together, but it was rough between going through all of the radiation and so forth. It was hard. So we slowed down on working on that project. And then just this past weekend, got notification from his wife that he's passed away. And I just want to say, Freddie, salute to you. I'm going to hold up my glass because I know you enjoy a good bourbon, even though I don't have bourbon in there. Salute to you. I hope you are resting easy, my man. One of the last messages I got from him was he was encouraging me. Mm-hmm. Keep going. Mm-hmm. Keep shooting. Yes, you can be in front of the camera too. You know, just encouraging me. Just reached out. You good? Yeah, I'm good, my man. Excellent. Keep fighting. Keep going. You know.
He was a real one.
He was. Much respect for you, my man. And we love you. Me, Steve, and Andrew, we nothing but love for you, and our hearts goes out to your family and Miss Peggy, and thank you for everything, my man. Appreciate you. All right. So thank y'all for being here each and every week. Sometimes it's Wednesday, sometimes it's Thursday. Thank you for being here and hanging out with us, and just being everyday people. It goes a long way. Thanks for all of the super chats and the super thanks. Those donations really do help us out. Really do appreciate that support. Please continue to tell others about the show and about us and what we're doing. And if they're interested in just regular everyday people hanging out, tell them to come on in and join us. Queen Pruitt at some point is going to be a little bit more active on her socials, because now's the time. Yeah. Considering you've graduated from all of your other duties, and no braces on your teeth.
I don't.
So
it's just what?
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna just do it. But this week I ain't done nothing but enjoy doing nothing.
Yeah.
And
you got to do that from time to time. I've been telling you that for years.
Yes, I understand. And this is the first week out, and I feel guilty because it's like, you supposed to be doing something. You supposed to be doing something. No, I'm not. I'm supposed to be doing what I want to be doing right now. Mm-hmm. And that's what I did. Yeah. And it took that conversation every day.
Yeah.
Don't sit here and beat yourself up about not doing anything. This is what you want to do right now. Don't do anything right now, because if you try to do anything right now that you don't want to do, it's going to be effed up. So
that's true.
Do nothing.
It will fall apart right in front of you.
Yeah. You're not in it. You're not in it. And you're doing this, your vacation. You're over it. And even though vacation, I'm still finding stuff, looking at costumes on the shows that I watch, thinking about plots and twists. I can't just sit and watch a show anymore.
Nope. You gotta learn the balance, and you gotta learn to let stuff go. And I know this is easier said than done. Shut things down, shut things off. And
I'm doing good.
And let go.
I'm doing good.
And kudos to you for that. All right. Continue to like, share, subscribe to the show. Continue to tell other folks about the Patreon community and the extended family. Again, it's patreon.com/Aunt Pruitt. And hopefully she's not going to beat the dog up over there. Here comes the growl into the mic. Nope, he didn't growl. There it is. It's right on schedule. We gonna get up out of here. Thanks again. And now you're slapping the mic. Good work over there.
They didn't scream in there though, did it? I tried to keep it away from screaming in there.
No, we're not gonna have this conversation yet again.
I know it will get on. Touching the microphone is not giving the feedback.
We're not going there again. We're good. We're closing the show out.
Dios mío.
Jeez, folks, do something good for yourself. You have earned it and deserve it. Do something good for someone else, because we don't have enough of that happening in this here world. And also know that it is okay to love you some you, damn it. We shall see y'all next time. Deuces.